To our next number video. This video is all about proportion. This is quite a difficult topic for some people, and I'd strongly suggest you do plenty of practice if you want to master it. All right, well, proportion is a multi-step, many-step rate or ratio problem. When you solve proportion problems, my advice, the way I'm teaching you here, is you either multiply or divide to determine what we call a unit size first. We assume all rates and ratios remain uniform or constant in the problem. What does this mean? I'll give you an example. If a runner runs a 400-meter race in 20 seconds, how long is it going to take him or her to run a 2,000-meter race? We assume that the speed, the rate in both races remains the same, although in real life it won't be because they'll probably run the 400-meter quicker, but in these problems, we assume that the rate stays the same, the speed will stay the same. All right, let's get straight into some examples. Example 1, 8 tickets to a concert cost $476. What's the cost of 3 tickets? Well, I like to ask this question, would 1 ticket cost more or less than $476? And the answer is it's got to be less. Because it's less, we're going to divide. So 476 divide 8 gives us $59.50. That's the cost for 1 ticket. That's what we call the unit size. For 1, unit means 1. Okay, now we know the unit size. Let's just multiply that by the 3 tickets to get a total cost of $178.50. Right, that was okay, I hope. Let's try another example. Example 2. If it takes 4 students 9 minutes each to clean up a classroom, how long will it take 3 students to clean up the same classroom? We'll ask this question again. Would 1 student take more or less time than the 9 minutes? And hopefully you've figured out that it would be more time. If each student puts in 9 minutes each, and there's 4 of them, it's going to take 1 student a lot longer to clean up than 9 minutes. So because it's more, we're going to multiply. 4 times 9 is 36 minutes. This is the total time needed to clean the classroom for a student. And this is what we call our unit size. There's 36 minutes of work needed. Now, because we know there's 36 minutes of work needed, if there are only 3 students to clean up the classroom, let's divide 36 by 3 to get 12 minutes each. Each student, if there were just 3 of them, needs to put in 12 minutes to make up the 36 minutes of work needed. All right, we finished with a tricky one. Example 3. In the game of Survivor, 16 cups of rice would feed a tribe of 10 people and last 4 days. How many days would the same amount of rice last if the tribe was only 8 people? Now, we're going to ask the same question again. Would the rice last more than 4 days or less than 4 days? Well, because there's less people in the tribe, the same amount of rice should last more. So we're going to multiply to get the unit size. But before we do that, let's just stop and think. This 16 cups of rice is a bit of we don't actually need the 16 cups. We've got a bag of rice. I know it's 16 cups, but it's a certain amount of rice, and it feeds 10 people for 4 days. The same bag of rice will feed 8 people for a certain amount of days. Now, it doesn't matter if it's 16 cups of rice or 100 cups. It's not really needed. So we're actually going to get rid of the 16. It's not needed in our calculations. Now, because the rice is going to last more for less people, we're going to multiply. So 10 times 4 gives us 40 days of rice. And that's our unit size, 40 days. So we have a unit size of 40 days. Now we go to a tribe of 8 people. 8 times something is 40. We could just go 40 divided by 8, or 8 times 5 is 40. So we now figured out that that tribe of 8, the rice would last for 5 days. 16 cups of rice will feed the tribe of 8 for 5 days. Great, thanks for watching.